Hey everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are going to start a reading vlog. Today is December the 8th and I'm vlogging the Historical Romance Readathon. This is hosted by Jessica from Peace Love Books, Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers, and Lisa from Remarkably Lisa. They host a few of these throughout the year, and this one is a holiday, wintry, Christmas themed readathon. So it started 2 days ago. Per usual, I'm late with vlogging. That's going to be a big change coming in the new year. I'm just going to tell you right now. I am hoping to have a schedule that is a little more normal, I guess I'll say. I've been a student for the last year and a half doing my master's degree, but I've also worked 2 part-time PRN jobs. So I just have a very irregular schedule for a very irregular person. Anyway, hoping to have some more normalcy in the new year, some more routine to my life. Yeah, hopefully we can just have more consistency on this channel. Anyway, let's talk through my TBR. This is like a really loose readathon TBR. I just really want to read some historicals and I'm just trying to make them meet some of these prompts. So the group book for this I do have, and it is Lady Sophie's Christmas Wish by Grace Burrows. I have not read Grace Burrows, which is one of these prompts. Actually, like 3 of the books I'm reading meet the prompt for a new to you author. And it's a Christmas romance. This is in one of her series, but I'm hoping that you don't have to read in order. I'm sure you don't. I read the first chapter of this last night. I'm a little bit into this, about 20 pages. And we started this and it's very snowy, very wintry out, which is another prompt, a book that takes place in winter. And travel has kind of halted, and I'm actually not sure who our characters are yet. The guy was like, I think he was a coach driver, but I think he might be a little more titled than we are led to believe yet. I'm not sure about that. But he runs into Sophie. We don't know that she's a lady yet. I'm guessing she's a lady, which is another prompt. A book with, I don't know if it's lady in the title or about a lady. And Sophie has just been left with this baby, like this, I won't say infant, but it cannot walk, this baby. And I think the mom has run off. And Sophie's just sitting there like waiting on her, and this guy, Vim is like, lady, that woman's not coming back. You're stuck with this baby. And he's like really good. Like he knows what to do for the baby. Like it's crying. He knows how to get it to calm down. And he volunteers to drive Sophie back to her house, her estate. It's in Mayfair, which I just feel like is a popular place for historical books to take place in London. Anyway, it's a short drive back to where she's from, and he just like knows what to do with this baby. So I'm sure we're gonna get something of that from the plot. But yeah, super excited to see where this goes. I'm intrigued so far. So that's one of my books. It also counts for green on the cover. And then another book I'm reading, I'm listening to the audio for Mine Till Midnight by Lisa Kleypas. This is the first book in her Hathaways series, and I'm listening to it, but I have the mass market, which I love, and super pretty. And then it also has this really pretty step back in it also. So the book's really pretty. I'm not absolutely loving the content. It's like fine. We're following the Hathaway family. They are a mess. They are just really truly a mess. Their parents died. I'm not sure how they died, but their parents have died. So their oldest brother has inherited this title. I don't know if it was a new title to them, but now he's a duke. But he's a mess. Like, he is just drunk all the time. He lost someone that he loved and has just never recovered from that. So he's basically trying to, I don't know that he's trying to kill himself, but he has no will to do better for this family. So Amelia, the oldest sister, has that fall on her. She has already decided that she's a spinster. She's like 25. She's decided she's not going to get married. But she meets and just kind of has these different interactions with this Romani guy who has the bad luck of always making money. So he doesn't want to make money, but he just always falls into fortune, basically. He wants to go back to just kind of living a more nomadic life. But this is their romance. So they like shouldn't be together and she doesn't want to marry someone, but he just kind of keeps showing up and he's trying to help their family too. Okay, but he is like set on her. He's like, well, this is the woman for me. I'll do anything I can to get her. And I don't know if they're going to have a marriage of convenience. Okay, but also I'm 60% in, so it would be kind of late for a marriage of convenience. But he has like told her that she's going to marry him. It's interesting. The family is a lot, and I'm having a fine time listening to it. This would probably take me a really long time if I was reading it, just because I feel like we're a little bit all over the place. And what can I use for this prompt? This is definitely a class difference. I think that's one of the prompts. A non-titled hero, that's one of the prompts. So we have that. This is in a series. That's one of the prompts. This is also new to you, new to me, author. I haven't read any Lisa Kleypas. Can we count this? Sorry if I'm holding my hand. I could just, hold it like this. Could we count this as a wallflower? She's a spinster, so maybe she's kind of a wallflower. But I'm hoping I'll probably finish this today, maybe tomorrow, and I will update you on that. And for the prompt for Rogue in the title, I have Joanna Shoup's Rogue of Fifth Avenue, The Rogue of Fifth Avenue. This is also not set in Europe, it's set in America, which is another one of the prompts. And we are in New York, and I think it's the late 1800s. I'm about 20% into this book, and I'm liking it a lot. Our heroine is like a high-class socialite, and she's kind of betrothed, or she has a planned engagement to a fellow powerful family guy. Anyway, she likes to gamble. I don't know that she likes to gamble, but she has an interest in helping downtrodden families, I suppose. And she doesn't want to ask for the money, so she basically gambles and steals the money for her charity work. Really interesting. And our love interest is her father's lawyer that he keeps on retainer, and he is a self-made man, but he leads people to believe that he's from wealth, but he is not. And this is their love story, and it's really good so far. I'm liking it a lot. I'm not too far in, but I'm really liking it so far. And then for the prompt for a 2021 release, I have the audio for Beverly Jenkins's Wild Rain, and I did not know. I don't know why I thought that Beverly Jenkins wasn't writing books anymore, but wow, she is. And this is the second book in a series, so hopefully I start it and I don't need a lot of background information on it. But this is a Civil War, or post-Civil War romance, and it's probably set in California. I feel like a lot of her books are set in California. So another book not set in Europe. And hopefully I don't need to read the first book, but if I start this and it's clear that I'm missing something, then I will check out Rebel, the first book in the series from the library. But that's my TBR. Welcome to the vlog. I got some new earrings from Bauble Bar recently, and they're really cute butterflies. And just wanted to share that with you, something that's fun today. I'm wearing this super cute pullover from my friend Marissa's Betty Rebel shop. I'll link it below. I basically only wear her clothes. No, okay, so something I've just really stumbled into, something I like to do, is I've just been shopping from a lot of small boutiques, and I think I'm gonna get rid of most of my, I don't want to say name brand clothes. I just used to buy a lot from Banana Republic, Gap, Old Navy, that conglomerate. And I just haven't wanted to wear their stuff so much. So I think I may get rid of all of it because I've really developed a collection of boutique small business clothes. And that's just what I've been liking to wear. So tangent there, but this is a vlog, so we can do what we want. So stick around and I will let you know what I think of these books. Hello, I have finished a book. This glare. I finished Mine Till Midnight by Lisa Kleypas, and I'm going to give it 3.5 stars as my final rating. I loved our love interest, Cam. Once he realized that he loved Amelia, our main character, our eldest sister, he was so devoted. He was like, I don't care what you do. You can lie to yourself all you want, but I know what I want. And I love that in a man. in a love interest, in a hero, in a romance book. So 3.5 stars just because their family drama was just a lot. And I kind of got confused on who different people were. There were two families that they also would like go to their estates, and I was getting confused on who they were. And the brother is so annoying, but that kind of makes me excited for his book, which I think is the last book in the series, because he really needs some redemption. He is such a piece of garbage. Leo, their brother Leo. But I'm super excited for the second book in that series because it's I guess she's the next eldest sister, Winfred, and she's a sickly person. Like, she got an illness and hasn't really recovered well. Like, people call her an invalid, and I'm like, oh, that's a little harsh. She's just a little tired all the time. Sorry. But her love interest, he's like an unofficial family member. He is also a Romani boy, and he was just like found by her family, by their family, the Hathaways. He just like never left. He just kind of helps them do things. He's kind of like the muscle behind their family, and he's awesome, and he's very protective over Wynn. And he got hurt in this first book, and Wynn helped nurse him because he had helped nurse her back to health. And I almost liked their setup to their story better in this book than the actual love story, romance. But I hear mainly disappointing things about the second book, which is really sad because the build-up was impeccable. But book 1 down, and I'm on to book 2. Well, like I said, I started Joanna Shoup's book, The Rogue of Fifth Avenue, but I started the audiobook. I've been cleaning, so I've been reading some audiobooks. Honestly, I clean because of audiobooks. So, but I started Beverly Jenkins' new book, Wild Rain. It came out in February this year, and oh, it is so good so far. So, I had no idea what this plot was about, but our female main character, the series is called Women Who Dare, and this is the second. And we're in the West. I'm not sure what area. We're in the West, and there are mountains, so setting is impeccable. It's snowing, another impeccable quality to a setting. And she is a rancher. Like, she owns her own ranch, and she does horse stuff. And she had been off somewhere doing horse things, and then she stumbles upon this horse that doesn't have a rider, and she's like, where's your rider? And he had fallen off. So she takes him back to her ranch and is kind of nursing him a little bit. Like, he's okay. He just like hurt his knee. But it snowed a lot, so they're like snowed in. And they're just getting to know each other. He is actually a reporter from the East who came to interview her brother, who I'm guessing was the first book. It's called Rebel. And he's a doctor. And the reporter guy came to interview him as a doctor of color in the West. So, super cool setting so far. Our female main character is so stubborn. I mean, she's just like a single Wild West lady who's happy to be single and just likes a good hard day's labor on her ranch. And the reporter is just like so interested in her though, and he's so polite. And his family, this is set probably around, I'm sure it tells me, but it's probably around like 1870. It's after the Civil War, but just a little bit after the Civil War. But his family has a really traumatic slavery history. Like, they were separated and then found each other again after the war. But they're both just like really interested in learning about each other, and I am loving it so far. So something about me, I really like American history. Like, I love American history. Like, I actively pay attention to it. And in these American historicals, I'm like trying to think of other things that were happening at the same time. And this Beverly Jenkins book is going into like Native American massacres that were happening in this time period. And it's just really entertaining and informative. And I just really appreciate all the detail that she puts into her books. I love them. This is only my second one that I've read. But after I read her first one, I really should have just delved into her backlist because she has so many books. She has so many books. She's been writing for a long time. And I would love to read all of them because, like I said, American history. I'm pretty sure all of hers are American settings. So, yeah, super enjoying this book so far. I'm not very far into it. I mean, I just started it. Let's see how far I am. 15% into it. I've listened to an hour and 15 minutes. And I went ahead and put a hold on the first book in that series, Rebel. I'm pretty sure it is her brother. And he had I don't want to say mail order bride. He like had a wife sent to him, basically. And I think she's a little feistier than he anticipated. Like, she might shoot him or something when they first meet. I don't know. It was like mentioned in passing, and I'm glad that it isn't really hampering my enjoyment of the second book, but it's just making me want to read the first book. So, super exciting. This is my 2021 release for this vlog and for that prompt. So, I will let you know what book I finish next. It will either be this one or Joanna Shoup's The Rogue of Fifth Avenue, which is another American historical. Hello, I'm updating on my phone, which I haven't done in a while, and I don't have my tripod thing, so it's kind of propped on my steering wheel. Anyway, I finished Wild Rain by Beverly Jenkins, and wow, that book was so good. Like, definitely one of my favorite historicals that I've read. Beverly Jenkins's books are just kind of different because I feel like her characters get together pretty early on, like around the 50% mark, but then wild plot stuff happens, and it's just super, super exciting. So our main character, Spring, she kind of decides that she's like, hey, I like you, I'm attracted to you, let's have a relationship. It's physical, it's emotional, like, I just want to be with you, it's fun. And so that's their, like, relationship. It's a very, quite the modern relationship in this 1870s world. But then, crazy plot stuff starts happening. Like, there's a shooting, there's some con artist. Spring has a really dark past. I'm not sure if I mentioned that yet. But someone from her past is back in town, and he is so evil, and there's just a lot of cool plot stuff going on, and it was just such a good time. I am so excited to read the first book in this series, which is her sister-in-law and her brother. She was a mail order bride, I believe, and apparently that was just like super popular. I think a couple more of Beverly Jenkins's books kind of have a mail order thing to them, but in the West, I guess that was really popular in this time. And I am about 60% into Joanna Shoup's book, The Rogue of Fifth Avenue. Ooh, that sun is weird. And I'm really liking it so far. I will say, so like, the relationship is really good and it's very hot and steamy, but I'm really invested in the plot more. So our main character, her name is Mammy, which I don't love because that is what I call my grandmother. Her name is Marion, but she goes by Mammy. The character, not my grandmother. But Mammy does charity stuff, but she does her own kind of charity stuff. I kind of talked about her Robin Hood ways. And one of the families that she helps in the lower Fifth, I guess that's a part of New York that is not so well off, but this woman kills her husband who was beating on her and gets arrested, and she's gonna be like trialed and probably like put on death row because she killed someone, even if it was her husband and even if he was abusing her. And Mammy is just so dedicated to getting this woman out of jail. And Frank, our hero in the story, so he happens to be a lawyer, and she's like, you have to help me, you have to do it. And I'm just really devoted to that plot of the trial that's probably about to happen. And Frank kind of has to use some darker contacts that he has that I believe are going to be a love interest in our upcoming books in this series. But I'm super invested in that. And Mammy is supposed to get married. Like, she's kind of betrothed to this guy who's a family friend, and he's just not very good. She's like, he's fine, but like, I don't really like him. And he's like, yeah, I hope you're okay that I have a mistress because that's not going anywhere. And she's like, I really don't care. But Mammy is like determined to get herself out of this marriage, arranged marriage. And her dad is like, sorry girl, but I'm gonna sign this marriage contract for you even if you don't. And I'm not sure if we're supposed to like her dad or not, because she like loves her dad, but he is like forcing her to marry this guy named Chauncey. Don't do that to poor Mammy. Mammy and Chauncey, like, ooh, that's not the most powerful couple name. But what I thought would be fun is, can you see here? Is that the Half Price Books sign? I'm at Half Price Books. And if the vibes are right, I'll vlog some in there, but I'll definitely show you what I get because I'll mainly be looking at historicals. This vlog in full transparency. Today is the 15th and the readathon ended on the 12th. I just didn't get a lot of footage. It's fine. I read in completion just 2 books, but I read most of Joanna Shoup's book, and then I read a little bit of Lady Sophie's Christmas Wish, like literally a little bit. 40 pages worth. And I wasn't enticed to pick it up mainly because most people were saying they weren't liking it. I mean, I'm just 40 pages in, but I was feeling completely neutral toward it and like interested to continue. So I'll definitely keep reading, but I just didn't get very far into this one. But I bought some books. I bought 16 books at Half Price Books, and the lady at the cash register asked if I needed a bag and then like waited for my answer. And I was like, yeah, so sorry, but I will require a bag. Okay, let's go through these. I don't know much about any of these, but I very particularly choose my books based on the cover at Half Price. I got this Joanna Lindsey book. This is definitely a reprint. This is like in very excellent condition, and this is not like an old school printing, but I think this book is from 1990. Yes, 1990. This is Gentle Rogue, and look at that pirate ship in the back. I am guessing there's a pirate in here, a handsome ex-pirate. And then this might be my favorite cover that I got. It's called Tiger Lily, the Tiger Lily. And random fact, but in Peter Pan, I was obsessed with Tiger Lily, the character in that. Like, I wanted to be Tiger Lily. And when I saw this title and this cover, I was like, yes please. And this was one of her cheaper ones too. This one is like obviously older, which I honestly prefer. 1985. I got another Joanna Lindsey. This is The Devil Who Tamed Her. I don't know if this is in any of her series. Cute cover, cute step back. And then I haven't really heard a lot about Susan Enoch. Maybe I have and it's just like not coming to my brain. But this was totally a step back buy. Look at that full page step back. And I think this is something with an ex-pirate also. And then you saw in my little clips from Half Price, I don't know if this is all the same series, but these are all my banks. And here are the spines, beautiful condition. These 3 don't even have any cracks in them. I have one of these on Kindle, and I think it might be Never Seduce a Scot. Actually, it might be, it's actually probably this one, In Bed with a Highlander. I'm not sure if this is all the same series. Let me show those better. Never Love a Highlander, In Bed with a Highlander, Highlander Most Wanted, and Never Seduce a Scot. I think in one of these, our heroine is deaf, and people think she's just stupid, but she's actually really smart. She's just deaf, and no one really knows what her issue is. And then she gets married off to a laird. And then I have this beautiful book. Another author I don't really know a lot about, Madeline Hunter. It's called The Protector. And, oh, I totally bought this because it has a very medieval step back, and I would love to read some, like, historicals that are a lot old, like, not older historicals, but historicals set in much older time periods. And I think this may do it for me. Also, the air just kicked on, and I'm so sorry, but I don't want to get up and turn it off. And then I got these two Elizabeth Lowell books. They must be in the same series. They're so pretty. This one is Enchanted, and this one is Forbidden. I don't know if you can tell how shiny those are. Also, these are like my two favorite colors together, that pink and that teal. And then they have these really gorgeous step backs, which we love. And then here's a step back for this one. That one is super scandalous. Oh, wow. Gonna put that away. Turn around, kids. Oh, and this is a Jennifer Ashley. This is, I'm totally not ready to read this. This is a Mackenzie Klein Christmas. I'm sure this has, I know this has Ian Mackenzie, and his book is the only one I've read in her, I think it's the Mackenzies and McBride series, and I've only read the first one, The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie, which was really good, and I need to continue with the series, but I saw this and it was in such good condition that I just picked it up. And then I got a Mary Balogh, is that how you say her name? Mary Balogh book. I hear a lot of really good things about her, and I just was obsessed with this cover. It was so pretty and so shiny. No step back, but that's okay. It's so the Gilded Web. This is a very gilded cover. And then I got this beautiful bathtub cover Joanna Lindsay book. This is Marriage Most Scandalous, and I just love how it's the bathtub and then the step back with the bathtub still in the background. Another incredibly scandalous step back. I see why they have to put the cover on front. Then I have two more. I have a Kate Bateman book. They had this book and they had her newest release, A Reckless Match, which I have on my shelf. I actually don't know if that's her newest release, but I know it is a new release from her. And this is The Princess and the Rogue, and Jessica from Peace Love Books read this during the readathon and she really liked it, so I'm excited to have it also. Oh, this is in her Bow Street Runners series. So I need to read that series. I'm not sure what number book this is in there. And then another gorgeous cover by Completely. This is by Cheryl Hinkie? Cheryl Hinkie. An author I don't know. But look at the detail on the step back here. Isn't that so pretty? And the gun with the cards. So I'm guessing there's going to be a gambling kind of scene here. It's called Terms of Surrender. And oh, the step back is like, this is a window to it, and then it's kind of the same picture. Gorgeous. So thank you for watching this vlog. I know it wasn't super content heavy, but I read some really good books, read from some new authors, read from Beverly Jenkins, who is becoming one of my favorite historical authors. I think I've only read two of her books, but they've both been 5 stars for me. I've read Destiny's Embrace is her other one. I started that series. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know if you picked up any historicals recently. I would love to know what you thought about them. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.